Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you are busy and having a good week at work. I'm joined by Richard and the Lopay team. So Richard joined us last time to talk about Lopay, and now he's brought his team along to talk to us all about the updates to Lopay and what's going on in Team Lopay and what we can expect in the future. So welcome, Richard, and welcome, team. How are you?
Yeah, great. Thank you for having us again, Bill, and thank you to everybody who follows you. And a lot of them now are our customers, and we're really grateful for them being such valued customers, and also for the feedback they've given us over the last few months and helping us to further refine Lopay and make it the best it possibly can be. And again, that's part of why we're on today, is to sort of reach out to the community and say we're thinking about some things. We'd love you to give us some feedback on what they should be and how they should look.
Yeah, awesome. And putting you on the spot, how many dog groomers have you got that are using Lopay? Do you know?
I think it's a couple of hundred. It's over a couple of hundred we've got.
Wow.
And bearing in mind we've got a few thousand, coming up to 4,000 customers now. So it's a good percentage, and I thank you very much for that. A great group, and always really enthusiastic and give great feedback, and yeah, really delighted that fortuitous that we met each other. So thank you.
Yeah. So there might be people watching or listening going, okay, what the hell's Lopay? So perhaps you could just refresh our memory as to what you offer and what your company is all about.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. I think the quickest way to compare it is it's a competitor to Zettel and SumUp at less than half the price, and we provide a free card reader to the customer as well. So it's a bit of a no-brainer, really, on the basis that there's no cost to swap, and you are immediately probably saving £1,000 to £1,500 a year, and we give you a free card reader. But beyond the price competitiveness that we also offer flexibility that our competitors don't offer, in the fact that if you want to get your money instantly, be that at the weekend or bank holiday, of which there seems to be a lot of at the moment, obviously the Jubilee coming up, you actually can get your money instantly and be paid at the weekend. So if you do work on a Saturday or a Sunday, you can get those funds immediately into your bank account. And what's really interesting, we find we've got quite a lot of customers who are on our next day schedule. So normally they get paid the next working day, and then on a Saturday they swap to be on our instant payment schedule. So they get all their money from Friday, they get all the money they earn on Saturday, and they get all their money they earn on Sunday. Whereas with most businesses, they wouldn't have got their Friday takings until Monday or maybe even Tuesday. So we offer this flexibility for the customer to have control of when they get their funds based upon their needs, and the ability to have that at the cheapest rate pretty much in the UK on what we provide. And we also provide functionality to send payment links. But we're unlike our competitors in the fact that we charge the same rate to send a payment link to customers, which I think has been very well received for making bookings and paying deposits for bookings, because I think no-shows are a problem in the sector, as I understand it. So that's been very, very popular. In addition to being able to show a QR code on the screen to take a payment if you don't have your card reader handy, in addition to also shortly being able to take a payment via just tapping the card on your Android device initially, and then afterwards Apple later in the year. So yeah, we've put together a really nice feature set, and more recently, again from feedback from the group, was the option to add team members to your account. So you can give your team members and staff the opportunity to take funds for you when you're not there or not around or you're busy, and they obviously don't see all the details for your account, but can take funds for you, which is great. And if you're out and about and you've got staff members who are visiting homes or visiting shows and events, then they can use that account, we call a Teams invite, take money on behalf of your business, and that's proved to be very popular. And then more recently, which we'll show you in a second, in fact today we launched our referrals program, which gives the opportunity for our loyal customers to recommend a friend. And in recommending that friend gets £1,000 worth of free processing, in addition to the recommender or the referrer getting £1,000 worth of free processing too. So, we think that's really nice sort of nod at the appreciation of our loyal customers, and also inviting other people to save money.
Let's talk about saving money. Let's perhaps you can tell us how much your rates are, so everyone's up to date with that.
Yeah, sure. So we charge 0.79% for Visa and MasterCard transactions if you on our weekly tariff. That's if you choose to get paid every Thursday, which about 30% of our customers do. And then the other 34 or 40% of customers choose to be on our next day tariff, and that's 0.99% for the next day. Again, some way off the Zettel 1.75 and SumUp 1.69 rates. And also then we offer this instant rate, which is a 1.79% rate for getting the funds instantly. Now, that was also the same rate that we charge for American Express cards and for international corporate. But most people are 80 to 90% Visa MasterCard. So that 0.79 or 0.99 rate still means that we're comfortably significantly cheaper than the competition.
And what if someone sends out a payment link, what do they get? What's the rate for that?
That's the rate which they have actually chosen to be on. So if I'm on next day rate, which is 0.99, then the links that I send out will be 0.99, and that's less than half of the competitors, who quite often charge 2.5 or 2.7 sometimes for those links. So it's really quite significant, and I think. So from what I spoke earlier, a lot of people are using that to secure deposits for bookings for no-shows. You say, well, I'm on the phone now, I'm just going to send you a link via text, WhatsApp or email. If you could just select that link and you can see it being paid in real time and go, yeah, I can confirm your booking. So that's proving to be very popular.
Strike while the iron's hot, where you've got the customer on the phone.
Yeah.
Cool. And we're just talking about teams. So you've now got the ability to have a team member take payment for you and for your business. So how does that work?
Yeah, so actually probably a good point to ask Rich. He's our head of mobile to just take everyone through a bit of a reminder of the product, if that's okay. Yeah. And just quickly go through the core, should we say, 3 ways to pay very quickly, and then show you the Teams functionality that we just added, and then perhaps take you through the referrals piece that we've got. So, Rich, if you'd like to just quickly take us through a £5 demo payment, or should we say, what's a more realistic one? About 40 quid for a dog groom, 50 quid for a dog groom?
Let's push to 55 with like a £25 deposit.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll do that. So let's do a 55 quid transaction via QR code, a card reader, and a link. Rich,
it's just trying to share his screen at the moment.
Yeah, 2 secs. I think. Can you see my screen? I'm getting some weird.
Started screen sharing, but it's a blank at the moment.
Yeah, I think. Let's do this one instead. Okay, can you see it now?
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay, it was throwing a crazy one. Okay, yeah, I'll run you through some of the features that we have before going on to Teams. So in terms of taking payments, obviously we have the card readers. Can't really show you too much. I can show you me taking one. So basically, I'll take a payment on the reader. That'll get sent to the reader that I'm connected to at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Which you can in front of you, Rich?
I can do.
Is it fixed to your desk?
It kind of was, yeah. I just ripped it off. On here, you'll see that I've been given a variety of tip options.
Yes.
You see that?
Yeah.
So I will select one of those tip options.
Give yourself a big tip, Rich.
Yeah, I kind of just did. Well, a little bit anyway. Yeah, so once I've taken that.
Are you just, do you hand that to the customer and say, would you like to leave a tip? Or do you say, are you going to want to leave us a tip today? Or how would you sort of approach that, do you think? Sort of just hand the machine over to the customer and they select what they want to do?
Yeah, they'll select what they want to do. It asks them if they want to leave a tip, and they can cancel it if they don't want to leave a tip.
Excellent. Yeah. Okay.
And that tip is optional and configurable as well. So if you don't want to offer the option of a tip, you don't have to.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all configurable within that app. So obviously here I got a £1.60 tip. I've just been told about that. We have various options to print that receipt if you want to print it. Mm-hmm. Obviously with a card reader, we can't just email them. just quickly while I go into that tipping. So in here, you can set up your tipping here. So you can turn it off if you want to.
So you can just turn it on and off via your app.
Yeah. We have various different ways. You can do just percentages. You can do just fixed amounts, like £1, £2, £3, or we have what we call a smart tipping, which has like a threshold. Let's go on to payment links. So if you wanted to send an appointment
deposit, link
deposit, I can send a link.
Yeah.
So you can add a description. So let's just say deposit for
Fluffy
appointment. Yeah. Fluffy. Yeah, let's do Fluffy. On what are we on now? 17th. So say the 20th of May. That'll create the link, and then I can just send that link on to somebody, just via text message or via email. I'm actually on my test device, so I'll send that to myself. And then what happens, that will send a link to that person, which will take us to either our website or our mobile app. So we have a consumer app as well. On this device, I don't have it installed, so it's just going to go straight to here. And I can obviously pay that through Apple Pay. So I'll make that payment.
So you could reasonably be on the phone to somebody whilst you do this if you wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, that's taken, what, 30 seconds or so to come through?
And none of that very uncomfortable and not very safe. Can you give me your 16-digit number and the 3 off the back conversation, which I don't know if you've had recently, but I had in a takeaway recently, and it's not good. So again, this is very secure way of interacting with customers, secure link, Apple Pay, etc.
So as we can see here, I received that payment, and if I go into my payment links, I can see that was completed.
Yeah.
And I can also they'll get sent a receipt, because when we're not using card readers, we actually request the customer to give their email address. So once they've made that payment, they'll actually receive an email to confirm that they've paid it. So you don't actually need to send it, but if they do request, you can.
Okay, cool.
And Bill, with Apple Pay and Google Pay as well, you quite often have your email associated to the account, so you get the email automatically as well. It's quite nice.
Yeah. Then we have a payment stickers or on device. So again, if I charge on this device, it will present a QR code that you can present to your customer and they can pay. So I'm just going to scan this with my phone. Again, it's the same on here as well.
Yeah. How popular are QR codes? Do you know? I mean, I use it for people to join my group, and some people struggle and don't quite understand it, but I suppose it's just a case of explaining what they need to do and how to do it.
It's a good question. We do get a lot of usage. I do have those similar things. I as a tech guy, I use them quite a lot. But if I ask my mum, she would probably go, "No, not really." It's one of those things, right? You're either used to them or you're not.
So it's kind of knowing your audience. Do I send a payment link, or do I? Give them
I think the payment link is so easy because it just hyperlinks you to the page that's done like an e-commerce transaction, which most people have done. So it's really easy.
Okay, again, so you saw it come through, and I can see all of those payments that have come through in the list. So I can see that one's obviously come from scanning the sticker, and then that one's obviously come through the payment link.
Yeah.
Moving on to Teams. So basically, Teams, you can invite your staff. So we have a couple of people on here. It's literally as simple as entering their name and their email address, and then you have a set of permissions that you can adhere to that person.
Yeah.
So you can stop them from doing refunds, or maybe you don't want them to see all of the transactions, like full account management and stuff like that. Or if you did have an admin that you want full account admin, you can switch it on.
I was just thinking that, could you invite your accountant or your bookkeeper onto the app so that they can draw down the reports, they can look at transactions, they can answer their own questions, save a list of stuff at the end of the month. They can say, like, I'll just go into the app and and look at it?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they can do that. You can switch off. They don't have to make payments either. Once they've accepted, they'll come through on here, and then obviously again you can still update them, or you can freeze them. So if you don't want them to have access anymore, you can freeze it or delete it. When they have made, oops, my phone just went crazy. When they have made payments, you'll be able to filter based on that person. I think this person's only taken one, so you can actually filter and see what transactions they're doing.
Okay.
As well. Yeah.
And then I take it like the team member just downloads the Lopay app on their phone, or maybe on a generic phone that we have in the salon, and uses that app with the card reader.
We use universal links, which is quite popular across the app market, where they'll select it. They don't really have to think about it. They'll click on the link. It will take them to either app store, depending on what device they're on. They'll be able to download the app. As soon as they open it, we know that it's from that link, so that attachment happens, and they just create their account and off they go. It literally takes a couple of minutes.
And if you've got like a couple of team members, maybe one's away for the day, but the other one's in the salon, does it just connect to the card reader that's in the salon? Do you need a different card reader for each team member?
No, you can connect. You can only have one device connected to the card reader at one point in time. But you can switch. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Right, cool. So if you're on holiday but your team members in the salon collecting payments, they can just attach it to the card reader and off they go.
Yeah.
Excellent. Sounds good. And where do people find this referral link?
So we're looking at the referrals at the moment. It's literally like today, hopefully it's going out. So they can do the referrals through here. You'll get a link which you can just share. And then once they accept it, they'll get their 1,000 free processing. And once they've completed that, you'll get yours.
Nice. Okay. And I was talking to you guys earlier, just before we came on live, and there is another pet grooming group, and the question came in today saying, what's the best card machine to have? And you literally had a list of people putting in their referral links for other companies. So it's nice now that you've got your own referral link. So hopefully you'll go higher up on the referrals and get more customers from it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can refer in good conscience that you're referring the best product from a rates perspective as well, rather than just what's in it for me, which I hopefully will resonate.
Yeah, that's it. And another question that I see quite regularly, and as we've got the app here, it's all about reporting and how people download their monthly reports so they can do their books and stuff like that. Is that quite easy to find?
Yeah, that's easy to find. You can go into the transaction screen. You can click download. You can select between what dates you want. Once you confirm that, it will download oh, sorry, I did that completely wrong. You can download a CSV or an Excel file, and that'll provide you with a file that you can share to your accountant or save into your files and then view it later.
I actually quite like get the accountant or the bookkeeper on the system in real time, and they can go in and serve themselves, can't they? They can go and download the reports that they want. They can go and look at individual transactions and query stuff and answer their own questions. So you're actually cutting out yourself, and they can sort of serve themselves and answer their own questions. That's really useful.
You've also got the summary views. Rich, you might want to click on reports and show that. So you don't have to always download or export a report. You don't even have to always filter a report. If you want to see your day, your week, or your month totals, you can click on that report. So it gives you a summary, an overview.
And does that, so I'm doing my end of month accounts, it's end of May, I want to know how much money I've taken on card, and it actually tells you, so I can say I've taken £81.60 on card, and it shows me the fees as well, which is quite important, because a lot of people get confused when they're updating their accounting software, where to put the fees and how much fees to put into the software.
Yeah, shows you that breakdown.
Nice. Makes it a lot easier for you, doesn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah, and thanks also to your community as well. If we just said, if you could just do this and add that, and we really listen and try and update the app and make it the best it possibly can be. Always welcome to suggestions, but we feel we've really moved it on quite a lot in the last sort of 5 months since we launched. So yeah, I think it's in pretty good shape actually.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, our customers help a lot, to be fair. Like even the small annoyances that you might find that we don't see, like we can literally fix those almost straight away.
Yeah, and I think what's awesome is that you guys sit in the Facebook group. So if there is an emerging trend or an emerging problem that we're sort of getting people asking about, I can tag you in it, and you're like, yeah, we'll sort that, or go and speak to customer service, which I think is Lucinda, and go and sort that out. So
yeah, we pride ourselves on support. Like even our engineers go on support, because then they have an understanding from a customer point of view as well.
Awesome. So what's next for Lopay then?
Well, we've got lots of exciting things planned, and some things that we'd love to ask your followers about as well. But the next sort of major thing that we have planned is a point of sale system. So when I say point of sale system, we want to be pragmatic in offering something that's not too complicated, but enables people to conduct their business by selecting products, selecting modifiers of those products or variants of those products, and being able to account for them in the correct manner. We've had a few people who said, I really love Lopay and I want the rates, but today I do use Zettel and I do use their really simple till. If you just had that, you get so many more customers, because that's really the only reason I'm kind of maybe still hanging on to it, but then, I dip in and out of it. So we're really conscious that we want to put something together that's just right for, should we say, small individual businesses, and without being too complicated. And I think we've got some questions for them, such as, if we did these things that Zettel does, plus we added on appointment links and calendar bookings, would that be a really big deal for you? And our initial conversations, our ad hoc ones, are, wow, yeah. I mean, for example, Zettel doesn't tell you which person was logged in at that particular point in time, so I don't know who did the sale. And if you could also then identify that, but then also potentially do like bookings and enable a promotion or something like that. There's these sort of like 3 or 4 little nuggets that I think that it'd be great to get feedback from the users on, to say, if we were to build this, what would you like to see, and how could we upgrade it for you? So that's the next big thing, and I'd like to offer out to the followers a little focus group session, of which we'll provide a bit of a reward and thank you in some free Lopay processing. If they'd like to reach out to you or myself on the group, then we'd love to arrange that and just say, look, this is what we're thinking, and get your feedback. So it's great to have a super user group who can help and shape that, and then they can sort of get what they want, really, which is quite cool.
So you're looking at a way to input all your products and services onto the app, so that you can select them and build like a receipt sort of thing for people, and then maybe a calendar function behind it where you can.
Potentially, yeah. I think that'll probably be a phase 2. But initially, we've had some requests of people saying, look, I've got 4 or 5 grooming products, I've got 20 toys that I sell, and you know what, I kind of just want a really smart calculator where I select that, and then these toys, and then that, and that's kind of fine for me. So we just need to get that right balance of something that's really simple, easy to use, people can just manage it in that way. So it's just striking that right balance and engaging with our customers to say, how far should we take it, and what should we do?
Okay, cool. So how are you going to do it? We're going to get a Zoom call booked in, and then Lopay users can then jump onto that call and have an email.
Amazing, yeah. I mean, I think probably just from managing it, like sort of 5 to 10 users, if we put a date out there to join, and we'll give them a little something for joining and giving us feedback on some of our ideas and thoughts, would be amazing.
So is there obviously they're going to be Lopay users, or maybe?
They don't necessarily have to be Lopay users, actually. Obviously great if they are, but also if somebody's maybe a Zettel user that's going, actually, I really want your rates, but if you just did these things for me, then I'm there tomorrow. I mean, that almost would be perfect, because then we know exactly what that switching, those switching pieces are that we require.
Yeah. Okay. And so it's people that want to put their services and their products onto the app, and like you said, use it as a smart calculator, and then also people that want to be involved in sort of pushing it forward and innovations around what you want to offer.
Yeah, because so many potential customers as well today they'll have their tablet, their Android or their iPad, they'll have it linked, and they'll have their Zettel on the end of it. Quite simply, we just want to swap the thing on the swap the Zettel out for ours, and then literally refresh the screen and use ours. The hardware can remain. So yeah, we want to make it a really easy way to switch and save them a couple of £1,000 a year.
Nice. And people say, oh, can you really save that much money? I know you've done a lot of work around sort of your rates and fees and how much things are hidden within the industry.
Yeah, do you know what? We're actually trying to get a session with Martin Lewis on from a money saving expert perspective on TV, because the industry is really opaque generally. And there's so many people that think they're getting a better rate than they are, because a lot of providers price of what they call interchange plus. And I was in Barber's the other day, goes, oh no, I get 0.44% with Clover, mate. It's not as good as yours at 0.79. So, okay, I don't think you are. Have you got a bill? And I can show you why not. And he goes, here you go, mate. I said, yes, that's the rate that they charge you. Visa, Amex and MasterCard also charge you, but they don't list that because they're not charging you that. In fact, there's no way in which you can conduct a payment in the UK for less than 0.35%, because that's what Visa and MasterCard charge you. Then you've got what they charge you. And then you've got a monthly PCI acceptance fee, £4.99. You've got a terminal fee, £12.99. Okay, that might have been discounted for 6 months at £6.99, but we looked at it and they were paying 27% more than we were charging.
What did he say to that?
He's like, "Oh, mate, I'm gutted." I was like, "Well, I'm sorry, I know, but this is an example of the industry, right?" And it's a real shame, and we want that absolute transparency, absolute control, and we're just confident that we've got the most comprehensive offering out there, and we certainly will have with our POS feature that we're launching shortly, and then we just can't really be beaten on a price and features perspective. And our support, we're 4.8 stars in the App Store. We're rated much higher than SumUp. I think it's 3.1. We're really pleased with how things are going, and just grateful for everyone's feedback and support.
So we were discussing this earlier, weren't we? There's quite a few pet groomers in the group from all over the world, and I was putting a bit of pressure on you. I've got clients in New Zealand that want to use your services. What's that looking like at the moment?
Well, now we can travel there. I'll pop over and see how it's going. But in the winter would be better. But the answer is that English language speaking countries we're going to do first. So in the next probably 6 to 12 months, so Canada, America, Australia, New Zealand, et al., and then a bunch more to follow. And as I said, the fact that we'll be able to take payments via tapping the actual phone and not the device is going to probably accelerate that, because you don't have to manage the supply chain of the terminals as well. So we'll keep everybody updated. And I'm conscious that we've got so much demand in other geographies, because the UK is actually quite a competitive place for payments. For example, the rate for Zettel in the UK is 1.75%, but in Portugal it's 2.75%. So you'll find that in a lot of other geographies that they actually charge a lot more. So relatively, we're even more incredible value, if you know what I mean. So yeah, we're excited about how we can really ruffle some feathers in some other geographies as well. So I'll keep everybody updated.
Yeah, and so do you think I take it you'll be able to offer great value in the other countries as well? I don't know how.
Yeah. So within Europe, most countries are the same rate card for Visa and MasterCard. So we're going to try as much as we can to be as competitive as we are in the UK. Obviously, there's some support and some other things to consider. But yeah, our plan is to go to market with being less than half the price of the competition.
Oh, exciting times. Cool.
Yeah, we're the Ryanair / EasyJet of the market. You know, we're coming in and taking on these comfortable BAs and Iberias and the like. So yeah.
Do you monitor how popular they are before you make those comments?
Well, you know, I guess in terms of I've had plenty of use out of them, but yeah, I know what you're saying. But no, we're pleased with the ratings and the feedback that we've got, and I think there's, you know, hopefully it's a testament to the feedback that you've seen in the group, and the feedback we've got in the app stores.
Oh yeah, definitely good feedback whenever I see it. There's a few questions coming up. Some people saying hello. Julie was a big SumUp advocate, but I managed to convert her over to Lopay, so she's now over on Lopay, always coming over once she's used up all of her credits. Jules Walsh, I love it, so easy to use. My customers love how easy it is too. And Jules is also an ex-Zettle user, so she's saying she'd love to come on to the focus group.
Brilliant, thank you.
Yeah, Julie's not yet used it, but will be soon. She's using up her credits. Isabel's just come in and said that she's having problems with her reader. She's having to connect it every day, and is that normal? I think the Bluetooth keeps dropping out and had to restart.
Yeah, it's not normal because we've got a few thousand people who are using it. Okay, it could be something with the terminal. We occasionally get something there, but it might be latest version of Android or iOS to make sure that she's on that. But if you tap the top right toggle in the app, we'll take a look at it for her. But as I say, we're doing thousands of transactions a day, and trust me, as soon as anything is not right, we hear at very large volume. So I think that might just be something that we can resolve there in terms of maybe her Bluetooth settings or something like that. But we'll
yeah, please do get in touch if you're having issues. The chat icon in the app is the best way to get in touch. Just click send us a message, and we'll be able to see your details, and we can send steps to help resolve it.
I think whenever I see something in the group saying something's not working, the first thing I sort of say is make sure the app's updated, because I think you put through quite a lot of updates, don't you, going through the apps. So
and one thing is a bit of a quirk actually with Apple in the App Store is you can go and search an app name, and along the right hand side, you know, it normally says open, update, whatever. It's quite often it can say open, but unless you click on the icon, so actually click on the Lopay icon and view it in its full description, it suddenly then says update. So we've had a lot of instances where people think, oh, well, I'm sure it says just open. But when you click the icon, you go in and actually go, oh, wow, it just shows me update. It's a quirk of the App Store. I've noticed that a couple of times. So yes, you're right in saying that. And then obviously Bluetooth turned on and all those things. But also, hopefully, all of these things will improve further as well with the contactless on the phone as well. But
well, yeah. I think we failed to mention in our very first talk was how young Lopay was, because like everyone was like going into Lopay and then going, oh, this not quite working yet. And it's like, well, hold on, they've only been going. How long have you been out?
Yeah, we launched in January the 1st. And so to go into that to nearly 4,000 business customers in 5 months. And, you know, thanks in part to you as well. And, you know, the products really come on, and, you know, we've improved speed and connectivity and a bunch of things with the reporting and all those things. So, yeah, more good things to come.
Everyone's played a big part in it, haven't they? So Joe said, love Lopay, it's been excellent. And Georgina's, I can't wait to sign up after watching this and ditching Settle. I'll see if we can get you a referral link.
You need a sticker for that.
Sorry?
You need a sticker that says that there, yeah.
Yeah, so that's all the comments. But, you know, it's exciting times. It's really nice to have yourself and your team involved in the group so that we can give you live feedback, get things sorted out for you, because we're not gonna be able to reach out to people like Settle and SumUp, you know, with what small fish maybe for them, but for you it's been really nice to work alongside you and be able to make some changes and help you get this going forward. So
yeah, really grateful. It's so great, you know, full UK based team, you know, taking the big guys on, and we're really enjoying it.
Yeah, excellent. So we'll get together and we'll sort out a date for your sort of your little masterclass to get your POS system sorted out. Are you going to do the same with taxi drivers, or?
Yeah, taxi drivers are a bit simpler because they don't have that function, but we probably will do, like we've got physios, and we've got a few of the trades that we're going to be speaking to. So the coffee shops, because you've probably been to a lot of the coffee shops, and they've got the iPad and the Zettel there. We'll make sure that we address that market as well. There's so many sectors that are approaching us. It's really exciting. So lots of little niche ones. Driving instructors, locksmiths, pet walking as well. There's lots.
Yeah, I actually picked my son up from school the other day and got dragged over to the ice cream van, and he was struggling with his sum up terminal, and I was like, "You need Lopay, mate."
Yeah.
And the funny thing that happened was we paid for it, but then sum up reversed the transaction. It all got like really messy and silly. So I was like, "Yeah, you definitely." So maybe you need to give me some cards to hand to people.
No, we'll give you a referral code, definitely. Thank you so much. And as I say, just to reiterate that offer, we'll be giving away a few £1,000s worth of processing in that group. So for those people who join, they'll make it worth their while.
Excellent. Well, it was nice catching up with you. I won't take up any more of your time. People are loving the chat, and they'll obviously be able to watch it on replay, and we'll put it out onto YouTube and podcast as well. So people will make most of it.
Thanks so much. Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate it.
All right. Take care.
Cheers.